Hey guys, how's it going? Coderman here. First off, let me say thank you for 300 subscribers. That is huge, and I wanted to hit it the end of December, but that didn't work. But we got it before the end of January, and I'm super excited for that. So thank you for all the new subscribers. So in today's video, I want to go over the issues and solutions with the battery for the M3. So currently, when I shut the car off, it's showing low battery. And I've done some research, talked to a couple people, and I figured out some reasons why that's happening and how I can, of course, solve it. So before I hop into today's topic, I just want to spin the camera around and show you guys something that I just picked up and something new that's coming for the Coderman brand. So you see right here that I have a microphone and stand set up, and I'm ready to go for the podcast. So I'll be recording the first one this week. So be on the lookout for that. Follow me on Instagram at CodermanCom. So it's CodermanCom if you're not, and I'll be dropping the first podcast this week. So the first thing with the M3 battery is that it's fairly expensive to just replace it. So I wanted to first check and see, what could be the problem. Now, a couple of reasons why it could be flaking out is it's not being charged properly by the alternator. But I kind of wanted to work backwards on what is like the simplest reasons. So I looked and see if maybe the iPod connector that I have is still drawing power when the car is off. That's not the case, but that can happen, so definitely check that out. The warning that I get when the battery's low says that basically the battery's low, it's going to reduce power, and that I should go for a long drive because if you do a bunch of short drives, the battery can't properly charge, especially if it's older. Now, with it being a 2011, the battery could be getting old. I don't know if the previous owner replaced the battery. I know that I haven't, so that may be something that I have to look at. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a battery tender like this one that you see here, which basically I have one of these for my bike, and what it does is like trickle charge. It constantly keeps the battery charged even when it's sitting in the garage. Now, the M3 is not a garage queen by any sort. You can see from this video it has salt and sand and stuff on it. It needs to get washed this weekend. So realistically, the battery should not be draining on its own unless there's some sort of another underlying issue. Now, the biggest problem is twofold with the M3. If I buy the battery from the dealer, it's about $250 to $300, and it's $150 to code the damn thing, because the way that the M3 and a lot of BMWs are set up is the battery is integrated with the computer system, and when you go ahead and replace the battery, you end up having to recode the system. So unfortunately, that's not really an option. So I'm going to get the trickle charger, see how that works, and worst case scenario, if I end up winterizing the car in a future year or something, it'll serve its purpose. Another thing that I noticed is if you have comfort access on your BMW, which is, you have the touch strip on the door that you can open the car, the key fob has to be on you. Well, if you end up leaving your key fob in your garage or close to, like, say, a door next to the garage, what ends up happening is the car sees that, and over time it can actually drain the battery. Now, this seems like a really fluke situation, but a bunch of people have mentioned that this can happen. And I'm going to look at that as well based on where I'm, storing the key when the car's not being driven, when it's sitting in the garage. I could just go out and buy a whole new brand new battery, but realistically, I would like to see if it's something else before I start just throwing money at the car. I'm okay buying the trickle charger because I could use it for other vehicles and toys and whatever. I can't use the one for the bike. It's simply too small, and I think it would really have trouble charging the battery and could potentially destroy the charger. And finally, the last thing to check on your car specifically is if you have any third-party installations. Let's say you have a remote starter, or you have, let's say you have underground lighting kit, which I hope you don't, but let's say that you do. Something in your car may be drawing accessory power. It's drawing the battery down, and you're driving for short bursts. The alternator is not charging the battery, and you basically, every time you drive the car for, say, 5-10 minutes, it just draws down the battery. So hopefully this video was informative. I'm going to give a review on the charger once I buy it. If I end up having to replace the battery, I'll make a video on that. Obviously, I'm not going to make a video on how to replace the battery. You can see in my previous quirks video that the battery just sits in the trunk. There's a computer on top of it, so you got to be careful of that. But it's not particularly difficult to replace. Of course, I will share my impressions on the purchase process if I go through the dealership or buy it from like Turner or something. And I'll definitely share that with you guys. But as always, if you have any questions, definitely leave a comment below. Please like this video, subscribe if you're new here. Share this video for anybody that you think may have a question about this. They have a BMW and they've faced this, or if you see somebody on a forum. I really appreciate you guys that share the videos. That gives me better reach and it allows me to help more people. I'll have more business videos coming real soon. I have about 5 topics I'm going to be hitting, making videos this week and coming weeks. And then of course, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the podcast is coming. First episode drops this week. So until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.